Do you have a massive overbite? Time for some PFOing so you know where you're going. Okay, everybody, welcome back to McKinney Texas, your local orthodontist. I've got a patient in the chair who has what we call excessive overjet. I use the word overjet. That's what people mostly refer to as overbite, but in the ortho world, we call it overjet. How do you get rid of it? How do you manage excessive overjet? Well, today we're gonna show you what we do in our office to help remedy the situation. And I've got a patient to introduce you to. We're gonna show you the first couple steps to get towards what we call the Herbst appliance. Here we go, walking out. Going. Okay. Excessive overjet, positive overjet, is where your bottom teeth are considerably behind your top teeth. Kind of like that, all right? There are different ways to try and fix the situation depending on your age and how big the overjet. You may find yourself considering things like rubber bands, or in our office, we consider something called the Herbst. And our friend Rocco here, he and his family have selected the option of going with the Herbst. So we're gonna show you what it's like, show you a picture of the Herbst here, and we're gonna show you what it's like to prepare for the Herbst. Okay, so like I said, for individuals who have what we call excessive overjet, one of the things that is commonly used to correct this is rubber bands. You can check out our other video about rubber bands, Dr. Batman. And then we also have different kinds of fixed or glued in appliances, things that get glued onto your teeth that help do the same thing as rubber bands do, or similar. They help us reduce or make smaller the overjet. So in this case, we have what we call, in our office here in McKinney, we have the Herbst appliance. It has different components. It has telescoping arms. It has some crowns that go around your top teeth, and then a bar on the back, and some little screws on the side that fit into these metal bars. Anyways, it's just a lot of metal. You're like, how could you do this to me? Well, it's very good at what it does, very predictable, and so that's why we actually really like it, and most patients get used to it. So let's look over here at Rocco. What do you think about this? A little weird. It is a little weird. Nobody is born on this earth with this in their mouth, so it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. All right, we're gonna show just why Rocco is a candidate for this, and you can decide if maybe you're a candidate too. I'm gonna put my mask on. Turn this way from me, Rocco. Bite down. When we look at Rocco's teeth here, if you tip his head way back, you can see that his bottom teeth are considerably behind his top teeth, right? That's what we call excessive overjet. And the way that you try to improve that is by, oh, it's right in your face, isn't it, the video? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have him push his lower jaw forward. Push it forward, keep going, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Okay, now tip your head back. Look, now all that overjet is gone. His bottom teeth are touching his top teeth. Now go back. Okay, bite down this way. Okay, bite down. Okay, turn aside, I want to catch the profile. Okay, now move your jaw forward. Keep coming right there. Okay, relax your lips. And I want your jaw to go back just a little bit. Too far. Right there. Relax your lips. Okay, notice the profile difference. The lower jaw comes forward. When we use the Herbst, that's what it simulates. It kind of pushes it forward. Now relax down to where you are normally. Okay. The idea, again, behind the Herbst is that it's going to push your lower jaw forward, your lower teeth forward to meet up with your top teeth. And we leave it in there for several months. And hopefully you're timing that around when you're going through your growth spurt. This is key, all right? Maybe a little bit before your growth spurt so that you can capture any growth in your jaw that will help you bring it forward so that you can get rid of or reduce the overjet you have. So it's very important. It's a great tool. You can see it can change the amount of overjet you have, and it can also change your profile. Very nice, okay? So it's a little weird though. It's a little weird. Rocco's right. Giant big metal thing. Don't be too scared. You'll get used to it. There's a good chance that it's gonna work very well for you. So we're gonna show you what it's like to prep for that. Before we gotta build that, we gotta send it to the lab. In order to do that, we need to put some separators in around certain teeth where those metal crowns are gonna go. You can check out our spacers video, and then we have to take an impression. You can also check out our impression video to see what that's like. And then about a week or so later, every provider is different, but our lab can bring that device back to us, and we can deliver the new Herbst device. So let's show you what the separators look like. Okay, so before this appointment, you get what we call the separators in the mouth. Remember these blue things? They go on this in between teeth here, here, we've got here, and then down here, here, and here, and here. All right, tip your head down for me. There it is right there. We need those separators to create space for the metal rings that go around, or the crowns that go around those teeth. So you've come in, you've had the separators in, we pop those out, we take off a few brackets, and then we take an impression, and we send all of that information to the lab so that they can build your Herbst appliance. It's gonna be awesome. And then one of the last things that we'll do is we'll take a measuring tool here, and we'll measure how far you can open. You saw when that Herbst in the model, right? You can kind of open it. We don't want you to open so wide that you break the appliance, so we try to see how wide you can open up. All right, Bill, open for me. Open as wide as you can, right there, yeah. Okay, so what we do is we take that measurement, great job, Rocco. We take that measurement, and then I usually add like a couple extra just to really make sure that we can't open wider than that. So, very good. Okay, so now we're gonna pop off some of those brackets right where those little separators are. And it does the little click, just like that. There's one. We're gonna do a few of those. And click. Sweet. Remember, it's not your teeth breaking. Click. Okay, so we took off all of those brackets. Now we're gonna take out our separators and take our impression. All right, so you've been in the braces now. We didn't just jump into the Herbst. Sometimes you can, but in our case, with Rocco, we've been in the braces for a few months, several months.
Yeah, let me look a year.
Yeah, okay. And now we're getting into the part where we put the Herbst in. So, any ideas for our viewers?
Take Tylenol.
Tylenol, that could be very helpful. Okay, so the next part, remember we took off the brackets, we got the separators out. Now we're gonna take impressions because we need to get the space so that the lab can know how to put the right size rings around the teeth for the Herbst. Here we go. Going for the upper impression. Head down, pushing in. Look at that, he's not even moving his feet. This guy's a professional. Way to go, Rocco. The reason why putting your head down when you're doing the upper impression can be helpful is because it keeps that stuff and the goop, once it gets pressed up in your mouth, from going like down your throat. So you kind of come forward and it helps everything come forward. Not a bad technique, not a bad technique. Rocco is dominating. Okay, so we just finished everything for Rocco. Remember, we were preparing to deliver this device right here. It's called the Herbst appliance. And right here, we don't have any braces on this model, but in our office, normally we have the braces on first, and then once we're ready, we put that device in. And in order to get that device in, you have to build it the right size, fit your mouth. And so that's what we did for Rocco today. He came in, or basically to get impressions of his mouth so we can build it. But in order to do the impressions, we had to take off certain brackets, and we had to remove the separators, which we had placed before. So here's some follow-up questions. Rocco, what do you think about today?
It was all right. I mean, it's kind of mild.
What was anything, did anything bother you? What was the hardest part about today?
I think the spacers.
The spacers, the part, so they were in there before, putting them back in or taking them out or what?
Putting them back in, taking them out, all over and over and over again.
Nobody really likes the spacers, but they go in. Usually when you come in, like for today to get the impression, usually it means that those spacers should come in and out a little bit easier. Could you tell that it was a little bit easier coming in and out?
On one side, it was a little easier.
Okay, because that should mean that there was space that was created. Okay, I like that. So that was the hardest part, is the spacers. What do you think about the impressions? Got any advice for the impressions?
Just don't swallow it. Just keep your head down.
That wasn't too bad though?
No, I wasn't too bad. I've done it before.
So tell me what you're thinking about this. You said it's weird, but what are you thinking about this? Like, you nervous at all? Or
a little bit.
What does it make you think of?
Like some robotic, like.
That's exactly what it makes me think of. But again, the purpose for this, do you understand why? What are we doing it for?
It pushes the lower jaw closer to the upper jaw.
To the top jaw, exactly. And that's what we're going for. We're trying to reduce what people call overbite and what we call overjet. And it's very good at what it does if you can time it right around the growth spurt period. So we're excited for Rocco. This is gonna be great. He's gonna get a great finish. Thanks for letting us shoot this video.
Thank you.
So hey, if you have questions about your overjet or your overbite, what you call overbite, come see us in McKinney, Texas. McKinney and Anna, Texas. And consider subscribing to the channel so that we can open your eyes. You see how his eyes were wide open? So that we can open your eyes to the wonderful world of straight teeth, making your overjet smaller, and beautiful bites. That's all we've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.